Abeokuta, ancient city built under the rock, pride of Nigeria. Home of the Egbas. Over 1 million people. A unique history. One celebration. Egbaland celebrates a hero. It is Lisabi Day, and all sons and daughters of Egbaland come home to honor the memories of a true Egba hero, Lisabi.
Ọpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Lisabi, àwọn ọmọ Ìlàrí Ọlọ́yọ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ fojú Ẹ̀gbá hàn máa bó.
According to history, it was Lisabi who liberated the Egba people from the oppressive rule of the Alaafin of Oyo in the 18th century.
He was one of the Egba warriors in those days of intertribal wars and so on, when the Egba people were very hardly pressed by the Oyo warriors.
Lisabi, a true patriot, determined to put an end to the suffering of his people, planned and led a massacre of the representatives of the Alaafin all over Egbaland. He also successfully led the defense of the Egbas against a punitive expedition from the old Oyo Empire and other attacks.
When the time came, then he sent word round to all the townships that now the Oloyo was sending his ambassadors, his warriors all over again, tax collectors and everything and so on. And when they came down, he will give a signal. And as soon as they got the signal, every township should kill everyone, every Oyo warrior or every Oyo representative that was sent to them, all simultaneously at the same time. But they should please wait. As soon as they heard that he had done it in his own township, everybody else should go ahead and do the same thing.
In honor of this great warrior, Abeokuta came alive from the 5th to the 11th of March 2007. For 7 days, the people of Egbaland went back in history, celebrating a man who they refer to as the father of all Egbas.
It's a forum for Egbas, all sons and daughters of Egbaland, to come together and work together for the progress of Egbaland. Share our thoughts, discuss various things we want to do.
It's a unique celebration that unites the whole Egba together.
Lisabi's message to the Egba people and to the whole world was a message of peace, unity, and development.
It had taken weeks of preparations to ensure everything goes according to plan. With every other thing in place, it is time to celebrate. The Woro dancers, playing their traditional role of creating awareness for special occasions, with their white calabashes, they danced round the streets of Abeokuta, letting the people know that the celebration of this year's Lisabi Day has started. Even the famous Olumoro came alive in celebration of the heroic feats of Lisabi.
Lisabi Day should represent to all of us selfless service, that we should not think of ourselves alone. We should think of what is best for our community. And that is why the lesson must never be forgotten.
It was mainly a white affair. Almost everyone was dressed in white, according to tradition, with a giant float carrying make-believe rocks and local musicians. The man whose self-sacrifice, bravery and political acumen contributed in placing the Egba people amongst the best in the world. As part of the celebrations, prayers were said at the top of the Olumo rock. It was the Alake of Egbaland and the sectional Obas who led the Egba people up the rock. It is from this historic rock that Abeokuta derived its name. And with pride, the people explained the connection between this wonder rock, Lisabi, and the celebration as a whole.
So after their liberation, they migrated to where we are today and took refuge under Olumo Rock.
Because it was under the Olumo Rock that they hid when they came, for safety, for shelter from the aggression of all these people. That is the origin of the name of Abeokuta. Abeokuta meaning under the rock.
Olumo Rock is a symbol of protection. It's a symbol of unity among the Egbas.
The celebrants and their guests climbed the Olumo Rock with the belief that their prayers and requests would be answered by their ancestors who at one time had sought shelter under this rock. They drank the water from this pot, maintaining that the water heals all ailments.
Irú omi nísìnyí tó ń yọ yẹn, omi àdúrà ni. Ẹni tí omi yẹn bá ti kàn lára, gbogbo ohun bá ń sọ àdúrà ẹ̀ ti gbà. Ó máa rí bẹ́ẹ̀, ó dẹ̀ máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀.
As the Egba people celebrate their father and hero, they were urged to emulate the great qualities of Lisabi.
Lisabi is celebrated, commemorated, brought back to life for the benefit of all others to remember and then to follow that spirit at this time of orientation. And their orientation should be for progress, for peace, and for development of the entire land.
With a debate on whether the Yoruba language would soon be extinct or not, the children were brought into the celebration. There was also a quiz competition among students from selected schools in Egba land.
Assessment of the Egbas in Abeokuta was completed in what year?
1830.
Correct, for a round of applause.
There was also the launching of the appeal fund for the new Abeokuta City Hall. But the most memorable event was the trip to Igbo Lisabi. To mark this day, all markets in Abeokuta had remained closed throughout. It was a long procession to the forest, where, according to myth, Lisabi disappeared, descending into the bowels of the earth. All dressed in white, the men proceeded to the great forest, where women were forbidden to enter. Here, Lisabi is devoutly worshipped every year. It was quite a display, as the men, clearly excited, honored the man who had contributed immensely to their heritage. It was 7 days of fun, of culture and tradition, of the coming together of a people bound by a unique story. A great history deserves to be celebrated. The Egba culture, like other African cultures, must therefore be preserved. In celebrating Lisabi annually, the Egbas have not only created a permanent place for their historic beginnings, but have created an arena where unity amongst the Egba people can be strengthened and development guaranteed.